And welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is Friday First. This is that series where we talk about those brand new number one issues, new character debuts, new story arcs, and the like. And this is for books coming out on February 4th, 2026. We've got a lot of books to talk about. We're going to do things a little bit differently. But before we get into all that, you may notice I'm filming from a different location. This is actually my secondary recording location. This is where I do my live show every Tuesday with Mike Spider Slayer and Kat Comic Uno over on Comic Book Weekly. We This is actually in a little cubby hole in my bedroom. So this is the secondary area. We have some company over today, so I couldn't record in my main area, which is out in the loft area. So that's why you're getting the different backdrop here and everything. So just wanted to point that out in case anybody was wondering why it was different. And just while I've got you here, and I shared this with Mike and Kat on Tuesday. I'm actually going to be changing up this space a little bit. I got a couple of new Spider-Man pieces that I'm going to hang up in the background here. So I've got this one, which is really cool, and I've got this one. So I think I might put those in that empty space there. But let me know in the comments below if you would like to see them someplace different if you're a regular Comic Book Weekly viewer. And there's a chance I'll be doing other content for the channel from this area as well. So we'll just see. You may see it pop up from time to time. Anyway, all of that aside, like I said, we've got a lot of books to talk about. We do have a top 10 list of firsts this week once again, but there's a lot of firsts coming out this week. So I decided to break it up a little bit and kind of do a little bit of what I used to do with a few more kind of honorable mention type things, but I've split it up into four different categories. So we've got our main top 10 list, which is going to take up the bulk of the show, but I've also got a handful of honorable mentions. Then I've got a couple of holiday books. Then I've got a couple that I've noted with an asterisk, and I'll explain those when we get to those as well. So I'm not going to spend as much time on those seven books. Is it seven? Yeah, seven books. But yeah, I am gonna go over them in short though, so you'll understand once you start seeing them pop up. So let's switch the screens. Let's jump right into it, so we don't waste any more time. We get right into those books. All right, first up for the honorable mention section of the show, I guess, is Godzilla Infinity Roar issue number one. This is obviously a Godzilla tie-in book, and it's titled Infinity because I assume they're dealing with the Infinity Gauntlet or the Infinity or something like Infinity War or something. It says the Galactic Empire of Wakanda, Shi'ar, and Kree Skrull space and beyond will not be safe because Godzilla is going cosmic apparently. So if you've been a fan of anything they've done with Godzilla, it looks like Null is going to be in this as well. So that's actually pretty cool. I don't typically pick up this kind of thing, but this actually sounds pretty interesting. We've got Jerry Duggan writing it and Igara on art, so it's going to be a really solid book, actually. So this I had this down as like I'm probably not going to get this, so I'll just note it as an honorable mention. But now that I'm reading a little bit more into it, I'm like, this actually sounds pretty fun. So I might change my mind and get that. But if you're a big Godzilla fan and you like these kind of crossovers, definitely check this one out. The next honorable mention is I probably should have included this in the holiday one. I just now realized this. That's okay. The next one is Love Ignited 2026, issue number one. This is the first ever anthology from Ignition Press, and it is centered around love. Obviously, February, Valentine's Day, the month of love, and all of that good stuff. So there you go. It says sometimes love can be a little weird, and they're debuting this oversized hunk of burning love spanning from the depths of the ocean to the far reaches of space. So you're going to see a bunch of stories from the likes of Chris Burnham, Patrick Horvath, who does Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. We got Morgan Beam from the author Immortal, Rose Akittle, Olivia Dufault, and Danny. So a lot of creators involved with this first ever anthology from Ignition Press. So if that sounds cool to you, check that one out. And our final honorable mention goes to DC and Marvel present Superman and Spider-Man Treasury Edition issue number 1. This is a reprinting of this classic team up between Marvel and DC in Treasury Edition style. This is a 64-page book for the hefty price tag of 17.99. It is an oversized book, and this is features creators from Marv Wolfman to Jim Shooter, John Buscema, Bob Layton, Terry Austin, Walt Simonson, Bob McLeod, and lots of others. So if you never got a chance to check this out, or you just want to have this Treasury Edition in your collection, definitely check this one out. With that, let's move on to those other holiday books. All right, so the first of these two holiday books, like I said, Love Ignited probably should have been included in this, but we've got Supernatural Valentine's Day Special 2026. You guys know I'm a big Supernatural fan. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm really enjoying the new series from Dynamite Entertainment right now. And now we've got a Valentine's special. It says, Love is stronger than death and just as terrifying. Sam and Dean Winchester know a thing or two about love and loss. And it goes on from there. But in this story, we've got everything going wrong that could. You've got a minor minion of the underworld that results in a summoning of this ancient being, this goddess that is out of control. All things go chaotic as they often do with Sam and Dean Winchester. So sounds like a fun time to me. You've also got some a new creative team handling this particular special, by the way. You've got a author, Preeti Chibber, from Marvel's Avengers Assembly, Spider-Man's Social Dilemma, on writing duties for this. And you've got Pasquale Quilano, which fantastic artist, doing the art on this 40-page book for $5.99 with a cardstock cover. I'm excited about this one just because I love Supernatural, but if you want to celebrate the holiday with a little bit of Supernatural, this is the one for you. And our other holiday book is Superman Chains of Love Special Issue number 1. This one is written by Dan Slott and Leah Williams with art by Ig Gara and Rosie Campe. Or Campe? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that name. But anyway, so we have a new news force taking the city of Metropolis by storm. But when Livewire is released from prison, an unholy alliance between an unholy alliance and frankly wholesome romance with the Creeper is forged in the fires of a supervillain battle with the two of Metropolis' most notorious shock jock media personalities getting together. Comes the debut of a new outlet to rival that of even the Daily Planet. So it looks like this might be out of continuity because we know that Livewire and Jimmy Olsen have kind of had a thing. I don't know if that's still going on or not. It looks like the Creeper and Livewire getting together and putting out a podcast or something. I don't know. It's crazy concept, but it sounds like a fun time. Dan Slott's writing it, so it could be really fun. So if you want to check this one out, go ahead. But with that brings us to our other two books that I'm noting with an asterisk. So let's jump over to those so I can explain why. All right, these are the two books that did not make the top 10 list, and here is why. Neither one of these are a first issue, obviously, and neither one technically have a first appearance, I don't think. Um, with Hawkman, we saw him in Absolute Evil, and now we're getting to see him for the first time in one of the main Absolute books, and he is going to fight Superman. So I thought it was worthy enough of a first, quote unquote, to include in the show, just not in the top 10 because it didn't technically qualify, I guess. But I did want to make you aware of it if you want to make sure you get your hands on this issue because you will have Hawkman versus Superman as shown on the cover there. I don't know if it's actually going to be battling each other or if they're going to be talking, what the deal is. But it is a pretty big deal because we're starting to expand the cast of this Absolute universe. And that's exciting. So that's why this one is marked with an asterisk, but still on the show. And the other one is Ultimate Wolverine issue number 14. And the reason this one comes in yes, it's an in-game tie-in, but it also has the all-new Ultimate Lady Deathstrike. Now, I don't remember if we've seen Deathstrike in this version of the Ultimate Universe yet, so I wasn't sure if this was technically a first appearance or not. So it was kind of iffy, and that's why I didn't include it on the top 10 either. Somebody in the comments let me know if this is actually a first appearance for this character, so our viewers can know, the rest of our viewers can know as well. But it's still interesting, in both of these books, you're having the titular character fighting somebody that is new to them at the very least. So thought it was noteworthy but not top 10 worthy. And that's why it comes in here with an asterisk. But with that, let's get into those top 10. All right, coming in at number 10 is Night City issue number one. This is from Dark Horse Comics, and this is written by Matt Kent with art by David Lapham. And it says it's Fight Club meets Superman, and it's an interesting concept, this story. Um, Basically, this guy is a superhero by day, but when he goes to sleep at night, he wakes up as a mundane, normal person in this normal world that doesn't have superheroes or anything. So it's almost like Marvel's Sleepwalker in reverse, but this double life of his is starting to weigh on his consciousness, on his mind, on his you know sense of identity, and all of that stuff. So it's really interesting. It says ultimately he's left with a choice: embrace his extraordinary abilities or seek solace in the ordinary. He's got to choose one or the other in the end. Really interesting concept for this book, and I definitely want to check this out because it sounds like it's one that's going to make you think. Seen books with this dual identity kind of thing before, done in much different way, and it's really hard to make them work. But I'm really curious to see how Matt Kent handles this particular tale. So definitely going to check it out. I'm a little on the fence with it, whether it's going to be for me or not, but I'm definitely going to try it out because that sounds too cool not to. And that's why it comes in at number 10. All right, coming in at number 9 is Planet of the Apes versus the Fantastic Four. Really excited about this as well. Both of these franchises, if you will, these characters, these properties were very popular around the same time period. And obviously, the Fantastic Four travel to other planets and everything. That's the whole core concept of Planet of the Apes to begin with. So it makes sense for these two to team up. um, but I'm really curious what kind of story we're gonna tell with these crossovers like this. They're either really solid or they're not very good at all. So there's not usually a middle ground with these kind of things. So I'm hoping for the former and not the latter. This is written by Josh Trujillo, with art by Andrea DeVito. I'm obviously familiar with the artist, not too familiar with the writer though. But let's read some of the description here. It says Marvel's first family find themselves stranded on the planet of the apes. Witness history as the Fantastic Four cross paths for the very first time with Cornelius, Zira, Ursus, and of course, Dr. Zaius. But they won't be going alone. Familiar foes from the Marvel Universe have set their sights on Ape City, setting the stage for a battle royal that fans won't soon forget. So, obviously, we have Doctor Doom pictured there as well. Doctor Doom, very popular these days. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's like I said, it could go either way, which is why it comes in at number 9 on this list. But I'm still looking forward to it. All right, coming in at number 8 is another crossover between franchises, Archie X Army of Darkness issue 1. This one is published by Dynamite Entertainment, who has the Army of Darkness license. They've had it for a long time. And yeah, so Archie will cross over with anyone these days, and a lot of times it's really good. It's good more times than it's not, in my personal opinion. Like I've been enjoying the Archie versus Minor Threats thing. Archie is crossed over with people for decades, right? Archie versus Punisher back in the 90s. So yeah, it's always fun to see like mashups like this because the world of Archie from the classic comics, obviously taking away Riverdale from the lore. If you're just basing on like the classic Archie comics that are safe reading for anybody, very wholesome to mix with something like Army of Darkness, where zombies are, and magic books and all this stuff is coming into play. It's really interesting, and to see Archie in the place of Ash with the chainsaw is just it's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. This is written by Eric Burnham from TMNT and Ghostbusters fame, with art by Bill Galvin, uh, who I who has done Archie and Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's read a little bit here. Um, let's see. Ash is doomed to battle against the forces of evil over and over again, whether he likes it or not. And no matter where he goes, the cycle of violence repeats itself until the day he arrives in Riverdale. Of course, arrives in Riverdale. So obviously, this wholesome community seems to break the curse that has plagued him for all these years. But this overcurious teenager, Archie, finds a copy of the Necronomicon. Of course, he does, and reads a portion of it aloud. And here we go. The Deadites come out, and all all heck breaks loose. Right. So it's going to be a fun time. Can't wait for that. And that's why Archie X Army of Darkness issue 1 comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is a blast from the past. Sticking with Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Thundar the Barbarian, issue number 1. This is a cartoon from way back when, back around the same time as like Herculoids and Space Ghost and all of those. And this is got a lot of covers featuring Michael Clove, Francesco Mattina, um, Bjorn Berens, Joseph Michael Linsner, and Rob Liefeld. And a mystery blind bag one as well. This one is written by Jason Aaron, which is exciting in and of itself, with art by Cooper Ball. So Thunder the Barbarian is he kind of came in the wake of the popularity of He-Man, right? So we saw a bunch of kind of things pop up that were a little bit like other things back in the day. All these other companies wanting to capitalize on popularities of different things, and so Thundar the Barbarian was, uh, I think he was created because He Man was so popular, but it was a different kind of story. He was literally a barbarian. It was more serious toned. They were on a different kind of sci-fi ish planet, fighting all these creatures and this evil villain and everything. So you still had the comparisons you could draw between it and He-Man, but it very much made its own identity. It just never hit the height of popularity, but it did have like a big toy line. I had a bunch of the Thundar the Barbarian toys at one point in my life as well. So it says when a runaway planet hurtled between Earth and the moon, cosmic destruction was unleashed and mankind's proud civilizations were cast into ruin. 2 millennia later, this planet is nearly unrecognizable, a harsh and savage realm where sorcery and super science both reign over the powerless masses. So, see, there's a difference already. He-Man takes place on a completely different planet, whereas this takes place on a post-apocalyptic version of Earth. And it says, rising from the ranks, one man breaking the bonds that restrained him with the help of all his companions and the power of this mystical blade, comparison to He-Man, the Sun Sword, to liberating his world from the forces of evil. He is Thundar the Barbarian, and his story begins here. So Jason Aaron at the helm of a barbarian type character makes perfect sense. I'm excited to see what he does with the character. Dynamite has been handling these franchises pretty well. So why not throw Thundar in there? But that's why Thundar comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, heading over to Marvel Comics, we've got Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant, issue number 1. This is part of the Shadows of Tomorrow line, which is the post Age of Krakoa and post Age of Revelation, and all of this uh, chaos that has taken over the X characters for years now. Now we're trying to go into a different direction, and Storm is here to go in a new direction herself. Now, I don't know if this ties into the previous Storm series or not. and I'm not exactly sure who the creators were on that series because I didn't read it. But I'm not going to butcher the name of the writer here. You can read it in the description there. Um, but well, I'll try it. It's no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. I can't. I apologize to you for even trying to pronounce your name. But the artist is Federica Mansion, and this is a 32-page book for 4.99. And we'll just read a little bit of it. In the beginning, Storm shares a Japanese tea ceremony with an enemy and visits France for a masquerade with monsters. However, it ends in a gut wrenching funeral for this new era of Aurora Monroe, brought to you by the writer from I Am Iron Man, Storm, and Rogue Storm. So I guess it is the same writer from the previous Storm one then. And Federica Manson from Exceptional X-Men, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Mistress Death is never far behind, with death stalking the shadows. Expect bloodshed, brutality, barbarism, and bold emotions in the brand new Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. So I'm trying all of these Shadows of Tomorrow books out. I tried Rogue, I tried Psylocke, etc. So I'm definitely going to give the first issue a shot. Sounds like an interesting new direction. I did hear good things about the previous series, so if it is the same creative team or the same writer, maybe this one will be really good as well. But I'm excited to check it out, and we'll see what it's like. But that's why Storm comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, speaking of X-Men Shadows of Tomorrow, we have another first issue in that line. Magic and Colossus reunited again. The siblings, the Rasputins, coming together as the cynical sorceress with power harnessed from the dark realm of Limbo, and of course Peter is made of metal, but with the heart much softer than his exterior, as it explains in the description here. Despite being family, blood does not run thicker than water. When they return to their mother country, they discover ancient monsters from Russian folklore preying on the innocent. Can these two siblings set aside their differences to save their country? Excuse me, the talented creative team, the talented creative team of Magic, Ashley Allen and Jermaine Peralta reunite for this story full of epic fights, mysticism, and family drama. 32 pages for 4.99. And yeah, like I said before, I'm trying all of these. I'm a big Ileana fan, so I'm excited to see her reunite with Colossus, fighting some crazy monsters from folklore that I'm not personally familiar with. So I'm excited to see that visually, especially. So yeah, really, I'm really looking forward to that actually. And we got a DNA cover we get to stare at as well. So yeah, that's why Magic and Colossus, which excites me a little bit more than Storm, comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is a new title from Ignition Press called Ripcord Issue Number 1. This is written by Cullen Bunn, one of the modern day horror masters in the world of comics, right? And the art in this book is by Anique Mer- Mer- Marillinum. Marillinum. I apologize if I butchered that. But anyway, so this is all about centered around a drug. This drug called Ripcord has become the scourge of the world. It's extremely addictive. Doesn't just alter your perception; it actually fundamentally alters who you are. So these users have their whole bodies completely taken over by this substance and transform them into mindless, frenzied killers who want nothing but to destroy. This makes every place the drug has grown popular dangerous. Now, one of these thousands who've lost a family member to this drug is a character by the name of Dylan, who is our protagonist, I'm assuming. Like so many others, she's going to do something about it. Her sister's gone missing in the outback, and Dylan is going to stop at nothing and let nothing stop her until she brings her home. So that's really interesting. First, we have the setting in the Australian outback, which is different. We have our protagonist, Dylan, is trying to find her sister who's strung out on ripcord and probably frenzy killing people. We've got wolves on the cover. We're probably going to run into all kinds of rabid rabid animals in the outback as well. Sounds like a creepy fun time to me. And Ignition Press has been doing some really solid stuff, and this is right in Cullen Bunn's pocket. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Hopefully, I'll get to check it out, and that's why Ripcord comes in at number 4. Now let's head into those top 3. Coming in at number 3 is a new book from Image Comics called Diork. And it's a weird name. It looks it and spells like dork, which is probably intentional. It's kind of funny, especially with the comical look on the character's face on the cover. Uh, Cartoony, anthropomorphic kind of style. Half dwarf, half orc, all Diork. Right? So that's hilarious. I'm sorry. It is. So this is written by Brett Bean, who is known for I Hate Fairyland, which we know I'm a fan of. Dungeon Crawler Carl, the crocodile, which I actually, and it's kind of funny, we picked this up a week or two ago. I have not read this yet, but I did get my first Dungeon Crawler Carl book here. Not the one that Brett Bean wrote. This one is written by Matt Denneman. But I'm excited to check this series out. So found it at the store and was like, okay, sounds like a cool concept. I hadn't heard of it. Lisa had, and she was like, let's just get it and try one out. So I'll let you know once I read it if it was a good read. Anyway, going back to the comic, um, he's a Brett Bean's an artist. Okay, so he did art on the Dungeon Crawler stuff. My apologies. Who's the writer of this thing? Oh, he's the writer and artist. Okay, so Brett Bean wrote and illustrated this. So yeah, I'm excited to check it out. It feels like it's going to be a little bit humorous, a little bit campy. Let's read a little bit of the description here. Armed with nothing but a magical yet ambitiously violent shield, a lonely orphan stumbles headfirst into Sunderain's never-ending war between the light and dark. Elves versus orcs, wizards versus common sense, dragons versus literally everyone. And caught dead center is Diork, of course, or Dork. Is it Dork or Diork? I don't know. Probably Dork. While a wholly inconvenient doomsday prophecy, the half dwarf, half orc, all dork is fated to end the world. Soon, every human, elf, goblin, dwarf, snargletooth, necroid, ice giant, trauma llama, and at least 3 other unpronounceable magical creatures will know his name and want him dead. There will also be a chicken. This sounds right up my alley. This was hilarious. I cannot wait to read this. This sounds like such a fun time. Probably a good palate cleanser. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and that's why York, however you want to pronounce it, comes in at number 3. My number 2 might surprise you that it's not number 1, but coming in at number 2 is DCX AEW issue number 1. It is finally happening. AEW is finally getting its due, crossing over with DC superheroes. Now, personally, I would love to just see an AEW comic. And by the way, if you want to check out a really cool free fan comic about AEW wrestlers, Todd Black has a fan comic that he made uh, several years ago, and it's really good. It's really good, and if you can find it, if you can seek it out, connect with Todd Black, get your hands on a copy. It was a really good read if you're an AEW fan. Anyway, going back to this, AEW, DC crossing over here. We've got the superstars of all elite wrestling explode out of the ring and into the DC universe. We've seen previews of this in this week's books. The intergalactic title is more than a championship belt. And by the way, or maybe it was the week before. By the way, Omega Bam Man may play a part here because now he's ousted. If you read the last DCKO special, but the Omega Bam Man was part of WHAM, which is the intergalactic wrestling organization in the DC universe, and that's going to play a part into this story, I believe. So we might see some characters that popped up in Flash or in that DCKO special. I'm not sure about that, but it's possible. All right, so the intergalactic title is Far more than its championship belt, the big galactic belt is made of pure element X, the most powerful metal in the universe. Ruptured in a post match beatdown, the belt scatters across the DC universe, but every single shard is a weapon that can rewrite reality itself. With the world at stake, the Justice League teams with AEW's roster to crisscross the globe and recover the shards of the belt before DC's worst villains use them to turn our world into their deadly playground. It's the Justice League Elite and the Elite. Wait, copyright strike for that. Justice League Elite, as you've never seen them before, with Excalibur and Booster Gold calling the action. So I'm a big wrestling fan. I love AEW. I love a lot of the wrestlers that are going to be involved in this. I'm seeing on the cover we've got Will Osprey, we've got Swerve Strickland, we've got Orange Cassidy, Timeless Tony Storm, and I know we've seen John Moxley and various other wrestlers that are probably going to pop up in this as well. So that's just a fun time for me, and I hope it leads to more stuff. Plus, this is written by Steve Orlando, who I've become a big fan of his since writing like the entire story of Scarlet Witch over the past few years. Really enjoy the writing style, so I'm looking forward to that. Art by Travis Mercer, who's a really good artist as well. All the art that I've seen from this so far has looked amazing. So I'm really super pumped about this. And if it wasn't for what the number one book is this week, this would be my most anticipated and the book I'm most excited for overall. But yeah, we're also going to see Skeets and Lex Luthor in this, and Zatanna, Wonder Woman, Nightwing, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, and Batman. So if you're a fan of any of these characters, even if you're not a wrestling fan, definitely go check this out because it's going to be a fun time. And that's why it comes in at number two. But let's find out what came in at number one, like you don't already know. Coming in at number one, also from DC, is DCKO Boss Battle. How could I not put this in the number one slot? Because for the first time ever, DC, we are crossing over with so many franchises, so many properties outside the DC universe. It's incomprehensible how many characters are going to be in this. Dream matches that we didn't even know we wanted are going to come about because of this DCKO Boss Battle issue 1. Just to run down some of the faces that we're going to see: Sabrina the Teenage Witch from Archie Comics, Homelander from The Boys. I mean, there are panels, there are pages, preview pages out there that show panels of Superman fighting Homelander, Heat Vision versus Heat Vision. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. Sub Zero from Mortal Kombat. We've got Red Sonya and Vampirella from Dynamite Entertainment are going to enter the fray here. We've got Annabelle, the creepy doll. We've got Samantha the bear from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And there's a panel of her going against Lex Luthor, I believe. So it's craziness that's going to happen in this. And I can't believe they were able to pull this off. It's just so cool. And it's one of the many reasons why DC is just kind of killing it right now. So we're gonna read a little bit of this. Save our world. They must battle the champions of other worlds. Unexpected fighters from beyond the DC universe enter the arena. Wait, what? Who? As the remaining champions in the KO tournament prepare for the final rounds, they discover that there isn't enough Omega energy left to crown the winner a King Omega. To have any hope of stopping Darkseid, they'll need to engage in combat with the champions of other worlds beyond our own, including all those names that I just mentioned to you and more. This shocking star-studded crossover sets the stage for the final chapters of the epic DCKO event and features matchups you never imagined possible. The ultimate battle is only beginning. This is a 40-page book for $4.99. This is written by Jeremy Adams with art by Carmine D. Giandomenico. And so, yeah, this is going to be a fantastic book. No matter how you paint it, it doesn't matter if every panel is just a big fight. It's just the spectacle of it is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. I cannot wait to read it. I'm not going to be able to hold this to the bottom of my pile like I like to. I'm probably going to read this first thing. So that's how excited I am. And that's why it's a no brainer. The DC KO boss battle came in at number one. And there you have it. There is the top 10 for this week, or the top 17, technically. I apologize for the extra ones. No, I don't, because it was fun and there was a lot of books to talk about, and I had to find a way to sneak in a few others. But the top 10 list was solid. Some really cool books there, especially in the top five. I'm really looking forward to those last two above everything else. It's just DC is doing a really good job. As the guy with the Marvel background says, um, DC is killing it, and I cannot wait for these two books. So I hope you enjoyed my top 10. Let me know if your top 10 looks a little different. What first issues are you looking forward to? Are you getting any of these? What are you really excited about? And are you as excited about either DC versus AEW or DCKO boss battle as I seem to be, and definitely am? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help. And consider hitting that subscribe and notification bell if you haven't done so already. It really does help, and it shows me that you're supporting the channel. And of course, you can follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, or type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care, keep reading those comics, and I'll see you soon.